Hi everyone, for this video lecture we're going to be talking more about data dashboards, and we're going to look at a sample data dashboard and create a simple data dashboard using Microsoft's own software, which is called Power BI. The good thing about Power BI is that it's free, and because it's one of Microsoft's own products, it's highly compatible with the other Microsoft products such as Excel and OneDrive that we keep using regularly on a day-to-day basis. And the software is free as well. So initially when you want to use the software, the original version of the software is free. There is a premium version for the software that you would want to buy. That's the server version. But in our case, the desktop version, which is free, should be sufficient. I've uploaded the instructions on how to download Power BI on your MacBooks or Windows computer. I already have it installed in my computer. So what I'm going to do is I'll launch Power BI. And this is the Power BI desktop version. Once you launch Power BI, it usually asks you to sign in because it's easier when you're signed in, and you can easily save the work that you've done in your signed in version. Because I had already signed into my Power BI, so here, as you can see on the screen, it recognizes that I'm already signed in. But for you, there might be a prompt that asks you to enter your email address and a password so that you can create a login for Power BI. If you're already using another Office product, then you can use the same email and password for it. Your LaSalle email ID should also work for this purpose. So let me just cancel this and let you have a look at the interface here. This is the interface, and this will be our work screen here. This white blank window that we see, this is where we're going to create single or multiple charts and visualizations. Up top here are the resources available that you can use. This filter section is applicable when you already have charts in your dashboard, and you can just add and change filters from here. This gallery over here shows all the different types of visualizations that you can create with the help of Power BI. For example, you can create a scatter plot, or you can use the map chart. And here under the fields, once you load a data set, all the different variables or the different columns that are already in your data set are going to show up in here. So let's start off with some sample data and see how easily we can create visualizations and eventually a data dashboard with the help of Power BI. So I'm going to click here on Get Data, and that's going to open up all the different sources of data that you can upload or import into Power BI. Now for us, I'm going to use the financial samples data set that I've already provided to you on Canvas, and that's in Excel format. So I'll click Excel and connect. Here it takes me to the folder where I can find the sample. This is the financial sample. And once I click open, it's going to read all the different sheets that are in your data set. So my data set here has two sheets, financials and sheet 1. So I'm just going to look at the preview of financials. In this data over here, we have data on segment, sales, by different country, by different product, and gross sales, discounts, cost of goods, profit, and year. So these are all the different fields that are available in our data set. So the good thing about Power BI is that you can make changes and edits to your data right here by clicking Edit if you need to change something here. But for now, my data looks like it's in pretty good shape, so I don't need to make any edits, and hence I'll load this. You can decide to load both the sheets, or if you have multiple sheets, you can decide to load all of them together. That's not a problem. For us, since this is a simple example, we're just going to load the financial sheet. And once Power BI finishes up the loading process, you should be able to see here all the different fields that we just saw in the preview are available here. And Power BI also recognizes that some of these are numeric, which is why you see the summation symbol right next to it. The date is also recognized, and the categorical variables such as country or segment, they're left blank here. So let's try to create a simple visualization with the help of some of these variables. Let's take a look at sales. So I'm just going to drag sales to my workspace window here, and I want to look at sales by segment. So I'm going to drag segments into it as well. Now, very easily we were able to see our sales divided by segment, and as you can see that the government segment has the highest amount of sales, the second highest is small business, and so on. So that's how easy it is to create visualizations with Power BI. And the good thing is that they come with data labels that you can later on change, maybe add titles to it and alter these labels here, change the color and everything. All of that advanced functionality is also really simple once you start playing around with it. Next, let's try to drag another type. So I'm just going to right click on one of these visualizations, and I want to look at the sales by country. So I'm using the map chart. Let's drag sales into this map and also drag country into this map. So now we can see that the sales are scattered through the Americas and Europe over here, specific countries in Europe. The good thing about Power BI is that these charts, right now we just have two, but you can have more than two as well, are highly interactive. So let's say I want to see which countries are the government sales coming from. And once I click on the government sales here, the government bar here, it updates my map showing that most of the government sales are coming from Europe and some part of it from here in North America. The small businesses are mostly located in the US itself, and this interactive feature works both ways. So I'm going to double click on that bar to go back to my original chart, and if I click on, let's say, one of these countries here, it updates my bar chart here as well to show what the sales by segment for this country looks like. Now let's say that this was all the information that I needed for the purpose of my analysis at this moment. The next step would be to publish this workspace onto powerbi.com. And what that does is, let's say if you don't have your desktop with you at any certain point, or you're going to a meeting and presenting this to another team, then you can simply do that from the web, which is why publishing is a good idea. So I'm going to click on publish, which is on my top ribbon over here at the top right hand side, and it's going to ask me to save the changes. I'll save this as my financial sample, and now Power BI is going to ask me for a destination to publish this dashboard that I've created. So the good thing about this here is that if you are part of multiple teams and you want to share this dashboard across the teams with the other members, those teams or those workspaces are going to show up here. Because I'm currently not a part of any other team, it's going to go into my default My Workspace, and that's what I'll select. And while it's publishing, it's giving you a nice little tip that Power BI is also available in the phone app format, and you can select a phone layout as well. Okay, so looks like our visualizations have been published. Now let's try to open it in the web format. I'll click on Open Financial Samples in Power BI, and let's look at this window in a little bit more detail. And here I have the two visualizations that I created. The interactive feature still remains there even in the browser version, and you can make edits to this by creating filters over here in the browser as well. Now that I have finalized my visualizations, I'm going to create a sample data dashboard, and to do that, what I can do is I can pin this visual into a dashboard, and you can pin this to an existing dashboard or create a new dashboard. Let's create a new financials dashboard here and pin this specific chart to that dashboard. And also similarly, I'll repeat the same step with this one here, the map. I'll pin it to my existing financials dashboard, and Power BI gives you this nice notification that it has been pinned, and I can decide to go to the specific dashboard. The good thing about the dashboard is that we've already discussed that it's a way to get a view of the data set by slicing and dicing it across multiple categories and variables. And with the help of this Power BI dashboard, I can pin multiple charts from multiple data sources into one single dashboard and bring it all together for analysis, for reports, for presenting it to a different team. So all of this can be created right now. Both these charts are from the single data sample that I had, but I can pull up charts from other databases that I have and pull them together into one single dashboard to look into it. Obviously, because this is an 8-week course, so we won't have a lot of time to play around with Power BI, but I just wanted to introduce this cool, easy to use software to you, which is also free, and you're open to explore this, maybe try to create your own visualizations with the help of the different options that are available to you in the gallery in Power BI. Play around with it, get your hands dirty with it, and I'll upload some additional sample data sets for you as well on Canvas, so that you can try to get more familiar with the software.